going to do an exercise called figure 8 walking, which is going to help our loose leash walking skills. We can use this exercise to build communication between our dog and us, increase our handling skills, and gain attention and focus when we have a dog that gets a little distracted when we're out on a walk. In figure 8 walking, we're going to practice using our inside and outside turns to gain communication with our dog and work together to do a specific pattern. We can use this pattern at the start of a walk to gain control and make sure that we are both on the same page, that our dog is able to walk and be with us and not distracted. And we can also use it when we are out on a walk and something starts distracting our dog, or they start forging ahead or pulling. We can go into our figure 8 pattern to remind them that we need to work together, we need to have you on our side, we need to have the dog by our side, and not forging ahead. I also like to use this exercise as soon as I get out of a car or when I'm first starting the walk to make sure that me and my dog are on the same page and we both understand that we're going to be working, we're going to be in the heeling type position, and we're not going to be out just doing whatever we want. We're going to be working together. So I can pull them out of the car and immediately start my figure 8 pattern so they understand that this is going to be a working type of walk. To start practicing this activity, I'm going to take 2 cones or 2 objects that I can use as a marker to mark the 2 central points of my figure 8. I'm going to start walking with my dog and reinforcing for staying by my side. The inside turn is a tough turn because the dog has to cross its front feet over to be able to slow itself down and make that turn, and they're really working hard. So you want to show them with your body where you're going to be going and talk to them and make sure they're engaged with you while you're doing the turn. The outside turn has a different set of challenges. In the outside turn, the dog has to speed up or get faster to keep up with you. So what I do here is I often give the dog a hand cue or a touch cue on the outside of that turn so they can run up and touch my hand and stay in line with my body. The goal is for the dog to stay in line with my left leg throughout the exercise. I'm going to use food and hand touches as necessary to help them accomplish this task.
So here I'm going to show you what a quick session looks like with my dog. You can see that she's distracted. It's a windy day. There's construction going on and everyone is doing leaf blowing before the snow comes. So there's a lot going on out here. First, I'm going to do my come to heel to get her in position so we start walking off together. Then we're going to start walking off. Notice she's sniffing, she's not paying attention. Here into the first turn, she starts looking up and says, "Hey, oh hey, there you are," and starts actually connecting with me. So I'm going to ask her to do a hand touch here to get her reconnected on that outside turn, which is challenging, and then use my body and talk to her as I do that inside turn where she has to cross her legs over, and it's a little bit more challenging as well. So here's my outside turn with my hand touch to get her going faster because she needs to move faster than I do. Then she has to slow down and notice my body position. I'm going to help her with hand touches and cookies as necessary. You're going to use more cookies for a younger dog and more hand touches for a dog that's more experienced. I love here how she's looking up at me, which is what I ultimately want. I'll also occasionally ask for a sit to regroup or change direction so we're not going the same way every time. The cones help me make sure that I'm following a simple pattern, but you can use anything like cracks in the sidewalk or anything like that to keep yourself on track. Good, and look at her move out of the way of my left-hand leg, and now she has to catch up and follow me around. She got distracted there. I gave her a little hand touch to get her back on point, and then rewarded for walking with her. Notice I'm not stopping. Oop. Okay, so there, I think she got bit by something or something bothered her butt. So I had her come back to heel and then get back into focus and do my walking again. So there's this distraction that happened. Something touches her butt and she gets concerned, and then I put her right back into heel and we start doing our pattern again, and now she's reconnected. So that brief distraction only lasted a moment. Then I got her back into the figure 8 pattern and we're ready to work together again.
What the dog also learns with this exercise is that forging ahead isn't going to do them any good because all you're going to do is walk in this specific pattern. It helps keep their mind off of getting ahead when really you're just going to continue walking this pattern until they're on the same page with you and walking nicely with you. Then you'll go out of the pattern. So what you can kind of use it is as a consequence or reward. Your dog starts dragging you places. Okay, we're gonna do our figure 8 exercise until we're back together again. Once we're back together again, we can start moving forward. This exercise is an awesome complement to our Loose Leash Foundation's join up activity that's in our other video, because once they understand where they're supposed to be on your left-hand side, now we can start getting more complicated and doing these turns. The more erratic that you behave on a walk, the better the dog is going to stay with you because they're always going to be looking up at you saying, oh, where's my human going to go next? This exercise will help them in that regard, that they need to pay attention to what your body is doing so that they can stay in line with your body. When you first start this exercise, you're going to be using cookies and hand targets quite a bit to help your dog do the exercise correctly. But you're pretty soon going to wean yourself off of those cookies and just use the rhythm of the walk to get in tune with your dog. When you start off doing this exercise, you're going to want to do it on pavement and not on grass so that your dog limits their sniffing activity and is able to focus better on what you're doing. Once you're doing really well on pavement outside your house, you can take it into the road and to different locations to proof this behavior. Especially when you're out and about, having a strong foundation of being able to do this figure 8 exercise at home is going to help your dog fall right into that figure 8 pattern as soon as you start moving in those loops. The loops can be both calming for you and the dog, gives you a chance to take a breath during your walk, regroup, and then move on. Mastering this exercise can be a great step forward in your loose leash walking skills, and you can bring it out on your walks whenever you need it. When you're out in the real world, you don't necessarily need your cones. You're just going to pick 2 focal points that'll be the central points of your figure 8s or your circles. So now would be a good time to go outside and start practicing with your dog. It's not going to be perfect right off the bat, but once you guys have practiced it daily, it's a tool that you can use if you guys ever get disconnected on your walks to bring your dog back to you, bring your focus back, calm down, get yourself all together before you start moving again. And I love to use it at the beginning of a walking session or just as I get out of a car at a new place to help the dog understand that this is going to be a working walk. So go ahead, practice your figure 8s and get better loose leash walking. Happy training!
Good.